This news update is brought to you by...
This is how we flow. Oh, the offers are quite exciting, and the prices will leave you smiling. Everybody's got a chance to glow.
Enjoy 1 month of free Flow TV when you sign up or upgrade to Flow Broadband this season.
It's Thursday, December the 24th, 2015. It's Christmas Eve, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story this morning, Government Minister Dr. David Estwick is warning of a dangerous situation along this island's west coast, which he says, if left untreated, could erode the country's vital tourism, as well as endanger the livelihood of scores of fisherfolk who make their living along the west coast. As in the case in the south, the problem on the west coast is one of untreated domestic, commercial, and industrial waste reaching the sea. Dr. Estwick is therefore preparing to take the matter before Cabinet with a view to getting the Ministry of Finance to give the urgent go-ahead to the Barbados Water Authority to secure a loan of $600 million from the People's Republic of China and the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China Limited for the West Coast Sewage Project.
The objectives of which would be to reduce public health risks from domestic, commercial, and wastewater pollution along the west coast of Barbados by the provision of a modern sewage system, and to improve environmental conditions for residents and visitors, as well as protection of coastal and marine environments, particularly the west coast reef system, as its role in containing beach erosion.
Estwick, who is the Minister of Agriculture and Water Resource Management, told Barbados Today the West Coast Sewage Project is a priority for the Freundlich Stewart administration.
And so we are committed to see this project start in the very, very, very near future. And I'm hoping that at the next Cabinet meeting that I'll provide the information required, and we should be able to start the West Coast Sewage Project sometime within the first 6 months of next year, as long as we have covered the regulatory requirements of town planning EPD.
After a 34-year wait for injury compensation, nagging bouts of chronic depression and suicidal tendencies, a former Queen Elizabeth Hospital nurse could soon see an end to her painful wait. Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite has asked Crown Counsel Roger Barker, the government lawyer handling Coral Wilkinson's case, to see how he can speed up a settlement. Brathwaite said he spoke to Barker earlier this week after reading the story of her ongoing pain and suffering in Barbados Today, and asked him to revisit the matter and see how quickly he can get rid of it. Wilkinson, who is unable to walk on her own, fell down a flight of stairs in the antenatal clinic in April 1981 and sustained a slipped disc in her neck and damage to the bone in the lower back, which supports her body weight. Barbadians are hoarding $1 coins, and this is affecting the central bank's ability to meet Christmas demand. Deputy Director of Currency at the Central Bank of Barbados, Octavia Gibson, is therefore encouraging Barbadians who have stockpiling coins in their homes to deposit them at the commercial banks and credit unions. She revealed that many people hoard coins as a way of saving up money, and that practice has begun to impact the bank's ability to meet the Christmas demand. The National Housing Corporation is expected to generate its own revenue to pay salaries and wages and not depend on government for transfers. That's how Minister of Housing and Lands Dennis Kelman has reacted to a media report which indicated that the staff at the NHC had not received this month's salary and wages on time. Kelman dismissed the complaint as surprising.
You know what is amazing? To hear that people are complaining because they did not receive money on a particular time. And when you look at it, it is not even a day that they had to wait.
So they actually got the money, their salaries?
You know, based on everything I am told, is that they were expecting money yesterday evening, and they probably got it this morning, so you can't say that they had to wait today.
In sports, West Indies coach Phil Simmons has admitted he is totally frustrated by seeing West Indian cricketers light up the Big Bash League while his test squad battles to be competitive in Australia. Simmons said it was up to the West Indies Cricket Board to find a way to keep the region's best players, and he cited the example of New Zealand, a team with similar resources but which has managed to retain its stars for Test cricket. Jason Holder's young outfit collapsed to a 3-day loss to Australia in the first Test in Hobart, and they faced the challenge of lifting themselves for the Boxing Day second Test in Melbourne. In more sports, Australia captain Steve Smith has been named Cricketer of the Year and Test Cricketer of the Year by the International Cricket Council. He becomes the 4th Australian to lift the Sir Garfield Sobers Trophy after Ricky Ponting, Mitchell Johnson and Michael Clark. Smith says he is humbled by the accolades.
Look, obviously completely surprised by it, very humbled. I guess you don't think about these awards and these I guess accolades. You just want to go out there and do the best you can for your team to try and win as many games as possible, and I guess to be recognised I guess as the best player for this year above some I guess unbelievable talent around the world. It's very humbling, and it's an honour.
Meanwhile, West Indies women cricket captain Stephanie Taylor is the ICC's T20 Cricketer of the Year.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Welcome back with news from the region. The Public Service Association in Trinidad and Tobago is suggesting the government call an early general election if it cannot provide solutions to the country's problems. PSA President Watson Duke is therefore calling on the Keith Rowley administration to pay workers what they are due and don't give him any excuses because his members have bills to pay and families to feed.
Never one to mince words, the PSA President Watson Duke is accusing the government of hoodwinking public service workers. The workers don't want to hear any excuses, he says. They just want their money. According to Mr. Duke, arrears from 2011 to 2013 are owed to Regional Health Authority workers, as well as the Public Transport Service Corporation workers. In addition, he claims civil aviation workers are owed arrears and their 14% salary increase.
Do not take public officers for granted. If you want a relationship with us, we are here to engage you in a relationship, to engage you in dialogue. But if you want war, then war is what we will give.
On the international scene, Afghan government forces have lost control of the center of the town of Sangin in the Helmand province after days of fierce fighting. More in this BBC report.
As the Taliban announced victory in Sangin district, Afghan troops are fighting desperately to push them back, not just from the strategic town, but other districts in Helmand province. It looked as if things could get better for the Afghan soldiers after supplies were airdropped and additional troops arrived. But it seems this happened too late. Some, however, are still willing to fight.
We are ready to defend our country, even if we lose our lives. And when we get the order, we will fight the enemy.
And on that note, we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into Channel 101 on Flow TV and to Mix 96.9 FM. to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic Christmas Eve.